Ladies and gentlemen, the launch of the Sentinel-1A satellite from the European Space Center marks the takeoff of the Copernicus program. It is an important step forward for the European Union. It is therefore with great pleasure that I am here to speak to you today. As you know, space policy is at the heart of the Europe 2020 strategy for smart, sustainable, and inclusive growth. It also plays an essential part in the Commission's proposals for a European industrial renaissance presented last March to the European Council, which expressed its full support. Indeed, given their economic, social, and environmental impact, the space program applications are a priority for the European Union. When negotiating the multi-annual financial framework, we were therefore able to earmark over 11 billion euros for these activities over the next 7 years. Once all the Sentinel satellites have been launched, the Copernicus program will be the most efficient and fullest Earth observation program in the world. It will have specific and tangible economic, social, and environmental consequences in Europe. Our businesses, many of which are SMEs, have already benefited from a large number of contracts financed by the European Union to develop this program, and they will continue to cooperate in this field for years to come. This investment will also allow Europe to establish itself at the forefront of research and innovation in a cutting-edge sector, namely space. Many skilled jobs have already been created, and many more are yet to come. Lastly, our fellow citizens will benefit from the wide range of services offered by Copernicus to protect their environment, their quality of life, and their security. For example, the data collected will contribute to the monitoring of climate change on the Earth's surfaces, including forests and oceans. They will also provide support in emergency situations which do not spare our continent. I am pleased to say that this ambitious European program to observe our planet could allow Europe to lead the field. I'd like to congratulate you for a job well done also, and address my best wishes to you, and thank you for your attention.
A new
satellite is into orbit. As its name indicates, Sentinel-1A is the first of a long series of Sentinels. Sentinel-1 will be followed by 3, 4, 5, 6, and A be followed by B and possibly C. As you can see here, this will be a complete coverage in every frequency bands, which will be operational at the end of the decade. This first of the dedicated satellites for the Copernicus program, it's a major step to put it into orbit, as you know, but other steps are necessary to do that. It's only the start, the beginning of a mission which will last at least 7 years. We'll have the acceptance received in orbit and starting to get data, and from the data we will have to supply services. Copernicus is a program for service delivery with a space component. In other words, the quality of the satellite will be assessed through the availability of services. Services which are out there, but from data supplied by operational satellites, which are increasingly important for all the citizens of the world to face up to the disruptions and the consequences on safety and the environment. The road is still long ahead of us, but a critical step was just done, and at this stage I'd like to thank some players. First, starting with the member states of the ESA, without which nothing could have been done or achieved. Member states of the ESA are financing and funding 2/3 of the Copernicus development, finances technologies such as the laser terminal, which is now in orbit aboard Sentinel-1A, supplied by Germany, to reduce the access time to data from an hour to minutes. In case of natural catastrophes, saving time will save lives. The Earth Science Program, Philippe Goudy talked about this. Earth's exploration to improve knowledge, without which services could not be of a high grade and quality. The financing, the fixed cost of the base, without which the base could not be operational, with, of course, France covering a large part of the costs. Let me, of course, thank the European Union, in particular the European Commission. Today, the EU is represented by the EU Parliament. Therefore, the EU turned Copernicus into a flagship program at the service of citizens of Europe. Financing is now long-lasting until 2020. We have ahead of us grist our mill. Let me thank them from the bottom of my heart. Let me also thank Arianespace, the most reliable operator worldwide, which showed today that it could continue its series of successes, be it Soyuz, Ariane, and Vega. Let me thank also Russian partners for the 7th launch of Soyuz from the Guiana Space Center. It is the 1816th or 17th launch of Soyuz since the first launch, but it's not because it's the 1816th step. It is never a routine work. It's always a key and difficult event after so many flights, 1,800 in number. But I trust in Soyuz. I remember the first launch in 1991. Some hesitated in getting aboard. I took the decision at the time to put the first satellites aboard the first Soyuz, which lift off from the Guiana Space Center. I can tell you that Galileo contributed to the qualification of Soyuz at the Guiana Space Center. Talking about the spaceport, let me thank CNES, in particular all the members of CNES, but also industrialists and also local authorities, because CSG is a base which is envied by the world. I can tell you, I have occasion to visit and tour a lot of launch bases, and there's only one head office. Let me thank the European industry, Thales and Airbus, and all the industry participating in development and integration of the satellite, which indeed has unique capabilities. It is a one-of-a-kind, showing once again the competitiveness of the industrial base in Europe. Let me also thank my colleagues from ESA, supporting European industry to lead to success. During that type of event, I have pleasure in being the general head of ESA. I am always proud of being general manager of ESA, but I can tell you this is based on the events like that today, like that of the awakening of Rosetta. Since Rosetta awakened on 20th January and last Friday, and Rosetta took the first shot of the comet. It is headed for. Rosetta is a few million kilometers from the comet. I can tell you it's a point, but it's the right comet. We are on the right track, moving ahead toward the comet. My only regret in all these events is that all these events seem always easy and routine, whereas success, I can tell you, is hard to obtain. It is not as simple as it looks to continue a series of successes. It is only by adding up expertise and skills and efforts of engineers, technicians, workers, of all the organizations involved that success can be had. Engineers, technicians, workers, all those who took part in this event today must be thanked from the bottom of my heart, and I really admire you. Thank you.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, коллеги.
Mesdames et messieurs, mes collègues.
Dear colleagues,
рядом с вами. Искренне благодарен приглашению и выражаю огромную благодарность всему расчету, который работал, и всему персоналу, который принимал участие в большей или меньшей степени в решении задачи запуска космического аппарата. Работа проведена большая и проведена на высоком профессиональном уровне. Что?
Mesdames et messieurs, mes collègues.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I'm absolutely delighted to be here tonight. I want to thank you for inviting me to attend this launch and to be part of this launch. I'd like to send my best thanks to all my teams who made this launch possible. I started talking without pausing, but maybe it means that we understand each other beyond all words.
Да, действительно, история нашей работы не очень большая, но она очень плодотворная и она очень хорошая.
Because we have a long story of successes with a very high quality of work.
Сегодня заключены и те договоренности, которые были высказаны в процессе переговоров.
The agreements that were signed and the agreements that were expressed during the various negotiations that we had all this ensures that the work ahead of us to work on different additional payloads will be very successful. We also know that we'll have to work together in various areas, such as space exploration.
Мне, будем так говорить, повезло сегодня общаться. Я искренне благодарен той теплоте и вниманию, которое было оказано нашей делегации.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who were in contact with us and who were liaising with us today. We felt their commitment, and they were very supportive in providing us with lots of information with regards to the way the Space Center is organized here in Guyana. I have no doubt we will succeed together in our missions to explore the universe.
последующие встречи и перспективу нашей деятельности. Спасибо за внимание.
So I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for your understanding, and I want to thank you for the future work we will carry out together. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, friends, dear guests, you see a director for Earth observation who starts to relax a little bit after some tense, it was hours this time, because this launch was a bit different from other launches insofar as it was a historic moment at the same time. It was not a one-off satellite, it was the first of a series of satellites which I hope will last for many, many decades within the Copernicus system. So I think we have seen a moment of history, and I hope you all felt this a little bit. I'm half relaxed because Arianespace, supported by GMES, with, of course, a very strong role of our Russian colleagues, has made an excellent job, has delivered the satellite with a perfect performance into the orbit where we wanted to have it. I'm not 100% relaxed because for my teams, now the work has begun, and only in 10 hours we know whether the solar panel and the antennas have been deployed correctly, and this is a bit complex because they are, well, the antenna is a bit in the way of the solar panels and vice versa, and so there is a complicated sequence to unfold that. So tomorrow morning when we awake again, we will know that. I am personally convinced that everything will work well. I have already congratulated the teams in the control room, and I think it was good. Also for them, they have worked very, very much in the last month. I have to say that for us, it was a very, very ambitious launch campaign, as it was for Arianespace. Stefan Israel has already mentioned that this was a record preparation time, also for us. So we have made a couple of reviews, not in series, but more or less parallel, and only by that it was possible to have a launch date which was now finally some weeks earlier than we had foreseen it. So I think this is very important that we have made this step. We have started a new era, I said this already this morning, which is the operational monitoring of our planet. So far we have done that for environment, only with scientific mission in Europe, and now we have started with the #1 system worldwide. So I would like also to thank everybody who has contributed to that. Of course, first of all, Arianespace, our Russian partners, GMES, for all what has been done here. I have to say also the preparation of the events is always a pleasure. It's very professional. I would not like to forget industry. I have seen Massimo somewhere, but now here he is, from Thales Alenia in Italy. Mr. Menking, who I still have to search, Airbus Defence and Space, the new name, has delivered the instrument. All the teams in industry have worked very well. And also the teams of ESA, I think. We were supported since many years by the European Commission. And I would like also to mention the Parliament. We have here Vittorio Prodi, who, without him, we would not have got it through the Parliament in the way we have done it, and we have got it finally. So all this was important factors for the success of this system, or for the success of the first launch, and only by the cooperation of everybody we have achieved this point. I have already said this morning that we have learned very much on the way together. It was not always easy, but I would like to continue like that. And have also a success for the coming missions, because at the end we want to have 7 satellites in orbit in about 2 years from now. So thank you very much to everybody who has contributed to this big success. And I hope tomorrow morning when we wake up, we have another good news that the satellite antenna and solar panels are deployed. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will understand it's not an easy task to speak after your chairman, but when you are working with the European Commission, when you're in charge of the Copernicus program and you see your first satellite being launched, it's not only impressive, but it's also a symbol. It's very promising. I'm very emotional tonight because Sentinel-1A is on orbit, we said it, and the Copernicus program is being launched. This is the result of many years of preparation and cooperation between all our partners. Much has been said about Copernicus, so I'm not going to repeat what was said before, but I'd like to mention the outstanding cooperation between the three partners. I want to thank ESA, that designed and developed Sentinel-1. This is an Earth observation satellite with outstanding performance. Thales Arianespace in Italy, they built the satellite. That's the result of their industrial and technological expertise. And as we're DG Industry with the European Commission, I want to mention the fact that Thales Alenia has worked with a large array of subcontractors which each contributed their expertise. And I want to thank Arianespace, which, despite a very busy schedule, has managed to launch tonight, confirming the high reliability of its services. Mr. Tajani and President Barroso said it already. Europe is embarked on this space project. We're grateful to our great predecessors and to the great member states of the EU, those member states that embarked on this adventure, on this journey a long time ago, and I want to thank CNES hosting us today. Finally, I'd like to thank people on my team, those who are here with us, those who stayed in Brussels, and those who are in Darmstadt at ESOC to follow this launch. In conclusion, I'd like to say that this launch was the first phase in a big adventure called Copernicus. We are now entering in the operational phase of this program, and as we all need to be optimistic, see you next year for our next step, i.e. the launch of Sentinel-2A. Thank you very much indeed.
Bonsoir, good evening, and Chair. Let
me now say a few words, because the launch of tonight was quite important, as we said, for the space community as a whole, French, European, and Russian, of course, and for CNES. First, because, as was recalled, Sentinel-1A is the first Copernicus satellite to which France is contributing significantly through the EU and through the European Space Agency, ESA, tonight everywhere in Europe, in France, and at CNES, specialists of the environment are happy. Let me congratulate the Commission, the agency, of course, the industry, building Sentinel-1A for this new great success. Next, I'm very happy because the 7th launch of Soyuz from Spaceport and 33rd launch of Soyuz, since we decided to unite with Russia around this launcher. Let me congratulate all our partners, Roscosmos teams and the Russian industry partners, Arianespace, DORDAIN, and all those who contributed to this launch. For CNES, that built all the components in Guyana and that of Soyuz, its great success is a factor for satisfaction. Let me also tell me to what extent this launch showed, once again, the expertise of the Guiana Space Port, one of the 4 CNES centers that succeeded two launches for two different systems within 12 days each, within 2 weeks. It's a great performance, and I'd like to thank all our partners in Guyana, local officials, army, gendarmerie, and all the population providing their support. To wrap up, let me add a personal touch. A year ago, the government in France had appointed me president of CNES. This anniversary is a great success, and all those who know to what extent I involved myself in this program, because in my former job would prepare the future. The launch of tonight is a great pleasure to me. Spasiba. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to thank the ESA and the European Commission for the opportunity we had as industry to work on this program. For us, it's a real an honor to have been selected to be prime contractor of such a mission. I want to make one simple consideration after the speech of the, let's say, the institutions. What is the role of industry within this Copernicus program? I believe that we have an important mission to maintain the technology. We are in charge to be careful that the technology that Europe has developed along 30 years is maintained and is put available, is made available for our institution. And I can tell you that as a representative of industry, that is not easy to maintain the proper capability, technology, human resources in a period of economical crisis like this one. So this is the first consideration I want to do. Our role is to provide the technology and the commitment to accomplish the mission. And I think that in Sentinel-1, we have demonstrated this. We have been working, every time I speak about Sentinel-1, I mention that in this case, two big companies, Thales Arianespace and Airbus, that we are competitors. We have been working together because this is the recipe for the success of Europe, to be able to cooperate, to have the European industry cooperating, not only with the two big players, but with also the other small player. And I cannot forget to mention the support that Thales Arianespace received from ESA when during the development of Sentinel-1, we have the tragedy of the earthquake in L'Aquila, where our plant was destroyed. So we without the production plant, and also thanks to the support of ESA, we have been able to transfer all the production facility in a temporary site and continue the program. So my point is, we are committed to the success of Europe. This is the role of industry. The role of the European Union and ESA is to make policy, to prepare programs. We have to be ready to provide the proper human and technical resource to have successful programs.
Okay, so dear friends and dear colleagues, some final words. So just to congratulate all the teams one more time. So, and we will meet again here in CSG on April the 28th. It will be with Vega, and it will be for Kazakhstan, an Earth observation satellite built by Airbus Defence and Space for the Kazakh government. So now, thank you for your attention, and really enjoy this wonderful Copernicus evening. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So it's mission accomplished once again for Arianespace. Sentinel-1A is now in orbit, getting ready to tell us about our planet. Congratulations to all our colleagues on the European and Russian side, but most of all, Philippe, congratulations to you and to all the Sentinel-1A teams.
Yes, congratulations to European industry for this major achievement, to our friends in Thales Alenia Space and Airbus Defence and Space. Congratulations also, of course, to all the ESA team. And thanks a lot to everyone at Arianespace and CAG for, once again, an excellent job.
So the best of luck to everybody at ESOC. And Ezrin, with the next phase of your operations. Thanks for joining us. From me, Katie Haswell.
And me, Philippe Goudet.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.